Why the hell does my camera look like? Am I chopped? Okay, so I feel somewhat better now. But today we're talking about the V card, the Visa. I don't know any other nickname for the shit. Where I got inspiration about this is actually very original, very exclusive to me, and nothing that I will tell you about because I don't give away my muse like that. I can't just tell you what my inspiration was behind making a video.
Just keep on getting higher and higher. I need to get my engagement up on YouTube so I can finally live the life that I want. So I need to talk about something revolutionary, something innovative, something nobody has ever heard a day in their life. A video that hasn't been done by anybody. Let's talk about.
That's not how this shit works. Dude, I need to write a script. I already forgot what I was gonna say, dude. Fuck. Alright, maybe this YouTube shit ain't for me. Is one thing that is always obsessed about. That's something that's always gonna be true no matter what time period we're in. And what usually happens is that when you're growing up and you see all this shit on social media, the hub, even in your real life, you're going to get jealous about other people who seem to experience this magical thing called can I even say the word on YouTube? You're curious about and you're wondering if you're missing out on it or not. And what happens is you start congregating with your peers and I don't know, whatever school you're in, and you're talking about what experience that you had. And while everybody's going around talking about their experience, you're left in this little circle and you realize, hey, I get no I mean, I don't get any. Like I haven't had that chance yet. I haven't partaken, if you will. And now you're jealous about everybody who has had that experience because now they're hyping it up to be this wonderful and magical thing. And boy, they are not wrong. They are not wrong at all. It's a beautiful thing. It feels great. It's amazing. But ultimately, it is the practice of making another child. All right. It is the practice of reproduction. That's why it feels so good. But let me tell you one thing. If you get so jealous, it can reach a point where there is no return, where you find yourself in a situation where you're having this physical intimacy with some random person just because you want to lose the status excuse me. And that's one of the last things you want to do because the first time is something you're never going to forget about. Even when you find the woman that you love, hopefully it's the one you lost your to. But if it's not, you're gonna remember that first time forever. So it needs to be memorable. It needs to be, I'm not gonna say it needs to be good or perfect because realistically, when you have that shit for the first time, you'll realize it's anything but perfect. It at least needs to be okay. And the best way for it to be at least okay is to not rush into things prematurely. So, how do we not get to that point? I've mentioned it other times, but men are really driven off their ego. So, if they're in a circle of their peers and everybody seems to be getting some action and they're not, they're going to want to do something about that and they're going to want to do something about that fast. So, like I said, they get to it with a random person, end up losing it, and then later down the line, when they start to gain some consciousness, they're like, hey, I think I lost my visa, but not for the right reason. I think I lost it for a group of dudes. You did all that work for the validation of other people. You did all that work for the validation of dudes that realistically probably don't even care about you if you're like young. A lot of friends don't last long term, but that's a story for another day. And then when you're sitting there thinking about it, like how you just lost your and you weren't, I mean, you were attracted to the woman, but you didn't really see a future. You mostly did this shit. You mostly did that physical intimacy for the validation of other men. You sit there and wonder, why do you care so much about what they think? And then another layer to that is it gay? It is it because why are you going so hard for another man's validation? This is strange. But I don't blame you. You're young, you make this mistake. Please learn from it, do better, because if you still act like this as a grown adult, then we have reached I'm not gonna say trouble, but I will say you need to do some soul searching. That is what I will say. Dude, I really need a type of script. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, when it comes to the visa, the whatever you want to call it, don't feel like you need to lose it anytime soon. No matter what age you are. That is something that you can keep on to as long as you would like. And you hear it all the time. But it always goes in one ear and out the other. You're not really retaining what people are saying to you. If you went this long without losing it, and you really don't feel like you need to lose it anytime soon, don't. You know what I mean? A lot of people do it just because they want to get validation from other people, and they have a serious case of FOMO. And from what I know, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. That is a video for another day because that FOMO shit gets people caught up. You make regrettable decisions. Now, I'm talking about everybody else, but what about me? Did I like my case and how it all went down? Um, Honestly, I would love to give you a fairy tale story and tell you yes. I would really love to. That would make the story in the video a lot cooler and a lot more wholesome, but that is not true. I don't regret it. I don't regret anything that I've done. But I can easily admit that it could have been way better. And the things that could have made it better was me just being older, me communicating better, and overall just being smarter, which kind of goes into those last 2 points. So, really, if I wasn't a dumbass, I would have lost it a lot older. I would have changed the fact I would have did it with a woman that I actually cared about, one that wasn't significantly older than me, and not be so driven off of other people's validation. That was like literally looking at in retrospect, that shit was gay. That was gay as hell. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But if I got the whole I like women thing, I like strictly women, it doesn't make sense if I'm going this hard for another dude's validation. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. You got some soul searching to do for sure. But what was I saying? Okay, so back to the visa, right? If you don't feel like losing right now, you don't have any girlfriends, you get no hoes, you get no right? None of that, right? It's okay to just wait. Because once you open up that can of worms known as physical intimacy, it's like you're gonna want to keep on digging into that can of worms and keep on pulling some out. So it's like a car note, right? Don't rush into a car note unless you have to. And that's something I learned the hard way. Because now, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. But the first time is never going to be the best time. Okay, for most people at least. I'm not saying it needs to be perfect, 10 out of 10, some shit you seen off the hub on the 42nd page at like 11 p.m. All I'm saying is it can be better than just ass. It doesn't have to be ass. We need to set a new standard for ourselves. And all you have to do is communicate and be a little patient. Good things do come to those that wait. I know it's cliche and you've heard it from everybody else, but it's true. It's true. Get your head out your ass and really listen to this. If I could talk to little old me, dude, oh yeah. I'm not touching that. I have to scratch my thigh. That looks weird as hell. Let me stop. Anyways, if I had to go back in time to tell little old me before any of that occurs, I'm 21 years old right now. I won't get specific into details on when I lost it, but if I could go back to little old me and give him some advice, I would literally just tell him to wait. And the woman that you're doing this with isn't shit. It doesn't do anything. And you shouldn't be doing something if you are hoping for praise and cheers from your peers, because you're not even friends with them today. So imagine how weird it is hunting for validation and gathering all this fake ass praise for people that weren't even in there for the long term. You thought they were, but that's just not how it happened. And I feel like we could be putting a lot better use of our time. But it was at like a little party, like a little function, a little get together. So it's like it was avoidable. I could have definitely navigated that a lot better. But again, no regrets. You could have just been smarter. You could have been a lot smarter about how you went about it. Either way, I'm not mad at you. Because this life shit isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. There's no real way to do it. There's no one size fits all solution to living life. But if you can learn from somebody else, why not take that opportunity? That is how you can tell how smart somebody is. Yeah, you can experience that shit firsthand and really understand why you shouldn't. But if you have a whole bunch of people telling you to go one way because they've seen how it is, I'm not saying you should do it exactly because they just told you, but you should at least consider it. Just listen to it. Because I know how messy that can get depending on the topic, because I like to go my own way as well. So I get it. It's a little contradicting if I'm being honest, but that's neither here nor that's a different video. That's a different video. Just a little word of advice. If you ever feel like you're being rushed into something and it's not a necessity at all, don't do it. Do not be afraid to say no. It is completely fine. You know, the thing about physical intimacy is that it's not going anywhere. It will literally be there tomorrow. It might not be with that same person, but that doesn't matter. If they don't want to wait for you because you're not ready or whatever the case might be, then I'm not gonna lie. That is that really the person you would want to lose that shit to? Is that even a person that you would want to do it with if you even lost it before them? Now all the shit starts to make sense. Now the tables are turning. Now the gears are grinding. Never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say after this. I feel like this is a horrible memory for 21 years old. What was I gonna say? Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just wait. It's okay. You can be taped. Because although it feels good and it's something that you want so you can get praise, validation, and cheers from everybody else that you don't really care about, it is the practice of reproduction. So it is a very serious practice. That's why it feels so good because you're continuing the cycle of life. So you shouldn't take that lightly in any any occasion, any matter. I don't know what the right word is for this context. Assume I use the right one. Nah, but real shit. It's something so sacred, and man, I'd be lying if I say I didn't contribute to how casual we've made it as far as how we look at these things and whether we participate in it or not. And I feel like if I could do a good job with helping other people make that decision so they don't go down a similar path to where they get this realization a lot later than what I did, I feel like I'd be cool with that. You know what I mean? I feel like I've done some good. But not everybody is gonna see it that way. Somebody's gonna take what I'm saying and be like, fuck what he's saying. I'm gonna get some hoes right now. I'm gonna do that shit right now. I need to lose this card, bro. I can't be out here with just no experience like that. And man, I'd be lying if that didn't have a sense of familiarity. I felt that exact same way. That's kind of what led me to making this video at 21 years old. So history's gonna repeat itself. Not everybody's gonna take this advice, but for the ones that do, whether it's just one person, I feel like that's enough. I feel like that's good enough for me. Oh my goodness. Not bad for somebody without a script. I really need to start writing this shit down, dude. I was brain farting the whole time. Will I cut that out? I might have to. I don't think you guys want to see me brain farting. What was I gonna say after that? I don't remember. Thanks for taking a chance on me. I really do appreciate you for listening. If you made it this far, join the Discord. I don't even think I have a link on it in this YouTube channel. But I don't know. If you really fuck with me, you're gonna figure out a way to join. So, peace, dude.